Lacquer work is one of the representative traditional cultures of Japan. Among the many styles, Wajima-Nuri is known for its durable elegance. The production process involves many highly specialized craftsmen, and even today it is carried out in the same traditional method. It has been established by recent archaeological research that the history of urushi in Japan dates back to the Jomon period, and that it had a close connection with people's everyday activities in all parts of the country. There is very little information to establish exactly how urushiware production in Wajima began. However, the same diatomaceous earth that is used in Wajima-Nuri today has been found in medieval urushiware. And information in a number of records suggests that urushiware production was already being carried out in Wajima and the surrounding areas during the Muromachi period. Wajima once flourished as an important port of call on the Japan Sea trade route, so it was in an ideal position for the procurement of raw materials and the shipment of finished products. Noto is blessed with an abundant natural environment that provides the urushi, zelkova, and noto cypress trees that are essential to urushiware, a humidity that is comparatively high, and a favorable climate for urushiware production. Also in the Sotoshu Sojiji Soin Temple in the Wajima town of Monzen, a large amount of urushiware has traditionally been used. It is thought that these environmental factors have been important in supporting the historical development of urushiware in Wajima. The urushiware of Wajima has always had a reputation for strength and ease of use. Historically, the trust its practicality gained, along with its unique sales method, enabled its market to spread throughout the country. The foundation for urushiware lies in the production of wooden bases. There are 4 methods of wood-based production which are divided according to the shape and the purpose for which the urushiware will be used. They are all carried out in Wajima, and each process is carried out by expert specialist craftsmen in a division of labor. This is wankiji or hikimono-kiji, which handles the production of bowls and circular trays. The wood is turned on a wheel and gouged and scraped with turning tools to create the shape. Hiroshi Kakichi has been a wankiji craftsman for 50 years. The wood is repeatedly carved and compared to a gauge, and the shape is adjusted until the ideal line is achieved. The types of wood used are zelkova, cherry birch, and horse chestnut. Only the best quality wood, free from irregularities, is chosen after a drying period of at least a year. It is then smoke-dried for 3 months and then stored until use. This is sashimono-kiji or kakumono-kiji, which handles the production of square and rectangular cornered bases such as boxes and small dining tables. Whatever the shape, the 4 corners must always fit properly together. The name Hokiji comes from the Japanese for magnolia, which is frequently used for this kind of woodwork. It is also known as kurimono-kiji from the Japanese for the carving process that is employed. A variety of shapes of small knives, planes, and chisels are used expertly to make vessels with complicated curved surfaces. This is magemono-kiji, in which thinly processed wood is bent round to make circular trays and lunchboxes. When further strips are added, bowls and circular boxes can also be produced with this method, which is also employed for making shapes that are difficult to achieve with the wankiji method. One of the advantages of this technique is its resistance to warping. The wood used in magemono-kiji is noto cypress or Japanese sun tree. For the bending process, the wood is split with the grain and straight-grained wood is used. It is necessary for the wood to be pliant and without knots or irregularities. The split wood is made into thin strips, soaked in water, and bent. It is cut to the most suitable length for the size and shape of each job. Wood that has been soaked in water is bent round while wet with a tool called a korogashi. Tool making is also a fundamental part of the woodworking process. It is important that the tools are made to the size of the craftsman's hands and to the shape of the vessel to be made. The gauge is also important. It is not only important to ensure that the same shape can be produced accurately and efficiently, but also because it contains a condensed version of the skill with which the woodwork was made. The degree to which this can be done depends on the ability and experience that the craftsman has acquired. The ability to discern the characteristics of each wood and bring them to life with originality and ingenuity is the essence of a reliable wood-based production system. Kyushitsu is the important coating stage of the production process. The wood is sealed with an initial layer of urushi called kijigatame, and then a series of undercoating layers called shitaji-nuri are applied, which provide the foundation for the durability of urushi ware. Kijigatame improves the adhesion between the urushi and the wood, ensures good waterproofing and strength, and reduces the risk of warping. This initial application of ki-urushi, which permeates into the wood, is the secret of urushi ware's longevity. Sap is collected from the tree and impurities are removed. In this unprocessed state, it is called ki-urushi. The urushi is then refined by stirring and heating in a process to adjust the water content. Refined urushi is much more translucent and is used for making colored urushi. Black urushi is made by adding iron or carbon during the refining stage. The nunokise process. Kiyurushi is mixed with rice glue to form an adhesive to stick hemp cloth to the base to reinforce and protect the urushiware from damage. Shitajitsuke is the undercoating process. It consists of repeated layers of coating and sanding. This is also the stage to correct the shape of the vessel, and kiyurushi is also used between coats for fine adjustment to areas such as the rim. This process is repeated slowly and carefully to achieve the desired shape. The purpose of shitaji is not only to ensure durability. By becoming familiar with the characteristics of each individual wooden base, the craftsman is required to adjust the thickness of each coat and sanding in consideration of the structural beauty of the finished product. It is an unforgiving stage that allows no corner cutting with such high-quality standards. It is perhaps no exaggeration to say that the accuracy and skill with which shitaji is carried out will determine the overall quality and feel of the finished product. This spatula-like tool is called a hera and is made from noto cypress. The hera is made by the craftsman and finely adjusted to the exact shape of each base. For every wooden base, a variety of hera are needed depending on the stage and surface that the craftsman is lacquering. Each time shitaji is applied, the base is dried and then carefully sanded with a whetstone or charcoal before further application. This is so that fine adjustments can be made to the shape and at the same time prepares a good surface for the next layer. This series of undercoating techniques is known collectively as nunokise honkataji. Honkataji is one of many undercoating processes in the urushi craft tradition of Japan. In Wajima, there has always been a particular emphasis on this process, and a high level of expertise has been attained in these techniques. In honkataji, a variety of materials are mixed with the shitaji urushi, but the characteristic ingredient unique to Wajima is Wajima-Jinoko. This is locally obtained diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous earth is sediment formed from the accumulation of the fossilized remains of single-celled algae. This is used in Wajima-Nuri production after it has been dried and then baked to form powder. The small particles of diatomaceous earth are covered with small holes, and when urushi soaks into these and hardens, an extremely strong coating is formed. Diatomaceous earth also has excellent heat-insulating properties. This is a nushigura, where unfinished urushiware is stored between production stages. It is important that sufficient time for optimum drying and hardening is allowed. Urushiware is stored in this way many times during the long production process, which takes many months. The last coating stage is uwa-nuri. High-quality refined urushi is applied with a brush made of human hair. Dust is a hated enemy with this work, and the objective is to apply the urushi as evenly as possible without leaving brush marks.